Hi, hello my dear students. Welcome to my video lecture class. Right up to now, I uploaded video lectures on the chapter Magnetic Effect of Current. Dear student, based upon this chapter, I uploaded several videos related with the concepts Biot-Savart's law, Ampere circuitous law, applications of Biot-Savart's law, and Oersted experiment and his conclusions, rules for finding direction of magnetic field, rules for finding direction of magnetic force. So these are all concepts I discussed in the previous lectures, and I started last video lecture about solenoid. In that case 1 is completed. Now I am going to discuss case 2 related with this solenoid. So please watch the lecture till the end. Definitely you should love this lecture. So observe carefully. So these formulas and these concepts are helpful for the board as well as NEET point of view. So case 2. Case 2. Case 2. Case 2. If a point lies at edge of solenoid, if a point lies at one of its edge of solenoid, one of the edge of solenoid, then find magnetic field at that point due to current carrying infinite length of solenoid. So this is the case 2. Observe carefully. If a point lies at one of the edge of the solenoid, okay, so for example I will draw here. This is a solenoid. Okay, one of the edge of the solenoid, that means here is the point. Okay, one of the edge of the solenoid, the point. This is the axis. So this is axial line. Axial line. Okay. So this is a point. Let us consider this point is some Q. Okay. So we need to find magnetic field at a Q. This solenoid is infinite length. The solenoid is made with infinite length. Infinite length means, so these two ends are free ends. You know already. Whether it is a finite length means we will get fixed ends. Whether it is infinite length of wire means we will get free ends, because these ends are free ends because it is made with the infinite length of wire. So these two ends are free ends. You know already, at free ends always forms angle 90 degrees. So at free end always angle is equal to 90 degrees. But observe carefully what we need to find: magnetic field at Q. So here, based upon this, if you just join these two ends, observe carefully here. Here this is a free end. So that's why theta 1 is equal to 90 degrees here. Theta 1 is equal to 90 degrees. This is also free end, but the point lies on axis. You know already, whenever the point lies on axis, this is also one more axis we draw. So this is a axial line which is passing through. This is one axis, horizontal axis. This is vertical axis. The point lies on axis of this free end. That's why here theta 2 is equal to 0. Whenever the point lies in axis of this free end, that's why we take theta 2 is equal to 0. Now, according to Biot-Savart's law, according to Biot-Savart's law, okay, so this is a free end, theta 1 is equal to 90 degrees. So, and here theta 2 is equal to 0 degrees. Why it is 0 degrees? Because the Q is lies on axis of free end, free end 2. So theta 2 is equal to 0 degrees. Theta 2 is equal to 0 degrees and theta 1 is equal to 90 degrees. According to Biot-Savart's law, formula B is equal to mu naught I by 4 pi d into, you know already, according to Biot-Savart's law, magnetic field due to a long straight wire, formula, magnetic field due to long straight wire, mu naught I by 4 pi d into sin theta 1 plus sin theta 2. So that means mu naught I by, if you consider n number of turns, let us consider capital N be the number of turns. Small n is equal to number of turns per length. That means small n is equal to capital N by L, that is equal to n by 2 pi r. Okay, so here mu naught I by n number of turns is there, that's why mu naught n I by 4 pi into d means r, because the perpendicular distance, this is a perpendicular distance d is equal to radius of the cylinder. Mu naught n I by 2r. One loop is there, current is I. N number of turns are there, then total current is n into I. Next, sin theta 1 means, sin theta 1 here sin theta 1 means sin 90 degrees, sin theta 2 means sin 0 degrees, sin 90 value 1. Finally we'll get mu naught into n by 2 pi r, we'll write by I by 2. I will write this 4 pi r as a n by 2 pi r by 2. Okay, can I write like this? N by 4 pi r is written as n by 2 pi r by 2. If you multiply this, we will get n by 4 pi r only. Okay, so finally mu naught into n by 2 pi r, you know already, capital N by 2 pi r is nothing but small n, number of turns per length. So we can replace this as a mu naught into small n into I by 2. Okay, if any point lies edge of the solenoid, magnetic field at that point, formula mu naught Ni by 2. For example, if a point lies here also, some r we consider, then magnetic field at r is equal to, magnetic field at q is equal to mu naught Ni by 2 only. If any point lies edge of the solenoid, okay, if any point lies edge of the solenoid, that solenoid is made with infinite length of wire. This is important. Solenoid is made with infinite length of wire. If any point lies at edge of the solenoid, definitely magnetic field at that point is mu naught Ni by 2. Now I will write 2 node points based upon these two cases. Okay. After completion of third case, I will discuss this. Okay. What is the third case? Case 3. If solenoid is made with finite length of wire, Finite length means some 5 centimeter, 10 centimeter, particular length, that is called finite length. Infinite means we don't know that length, how much that is. Okay, if it is made with infinite length of wire, if a point is at middle, Bm is equal to mu naught Ni. So if it is at edge, mu naught Ni by 2. Okay, so now if solenoid is made with finite length of wire, my humble request for you, if you are new to this this channel and if you are watching this is the first time this video, so you just watch the previous lectures because these are linked lecture. If you didn't watch that previous lecture, you can't able to understand this video. So please watch previous lecture before going to watch this video, right? If solenoid is made with finite length of wire, that means, so here is the solenoid. Here is the solenoid. This is made with finite length. Finite length means these two ends are fixed ends. The two ends are fixed ends. So what is this? This is axial line. Point is at here. Point is at here. That means here, what is the first step? First to join this this fixed end to this, and here it made some angles. So what is this? This angle is theta 1 and here is the angle is theta 2. So okay, so this is an angle we made. Okay, so angle is at theta 1 and theta 2. Okay, next, if you consider this is what? Perpendicular distance. This is called perpendicular distance. If you consider angles here, this is theta 1 and here it is theta 2 generally. Okay, okay, theta 1 and theta 2. If you consider angles here, this is perpendicular distance. Generally, this is straight wire means here is the point means we are taking angles here, one to opposite direction. Similarly, here also we consider opposite directions. Okay, this is one angle and here it is another angle. Okay, theta 1 and theta 2. This angle is theta 1, this angle is theta 2. Here is angle, this is the point some P I consider. What is the magnetic field at this point P? Here this is perpendicular distance D. Here it is the perpendicular distance D. Okay, now observe carefully. What is the magnetic field at this point P? According to Biot-Savart's law, mu naught I by, so if it is, it should contain n number of terms means mu naught Ni by 4 pi D. 4 pi D into sin theta 1 plus sin theta 2. Sin theta 2. Sin theta 1 plus sin theta 2. If the angles are present here. Okay, for example, sometimes they given angles here. So sometimes angles are present. Sometimes angles are present. So observe carefully. This is axial line, and here is the point. Sometimes so what is this? This is also fixed ends because this is finite length of wire. Fixed ends. Sometimes this is perpendicular distance D. Perpendicular distance. Here sometimes they given angles. This is theta 1 and here it is angles theta 2. Okay. Here theta 1 and here theta 2 they given. Here angle theta 2. This is theta 1 and here angle theta 2. If angles are given at this fixed ends, angles are given at fixed ends. If angles are given at fixed ends, fixed ends of finite length of solenoid, finite length of solenoid, finite length of solenoid, finite length of solenoid, then magnetic field at that point P is equal to mu naught Ni by mu naught Ni by, so this mu naught Ni by 4 pi D can be written as ma Simply we can written as mu naught Ni by 2, mu naught small ni by 2, small ni by 2 into sin theta 1 plus sin theta 1 plus sin theta 2. This is a finite length of wire. If it is infinite length means theta 1 is equal to 90 degrees, theta 2 is equal to 90 degrees. 90 sin 90 plus sin 90 2. 2 cancel mu naught ni. Please check it. For infinite length of wire what we got? Value mu naught ni only na. So that is the answer. If it is this is finite length, that's why we got this mu naught n by 4 pi d can be written as this d is nothing but r we should write because this perpendicular distance d is nothing but r only na. This is nothing but r. So here d is nothing but here r. That's why mu naught n by 4 pi r. So I written here small n is nothing but capital N by 2 pi r. If you substitute capital N by 2 pi r is equal to n by r is equal to small n, we'll get mu naught ni by 2 into sin theta 1 plus sin theta 2. If solenoid is made with finite length of wire, then magnetic field at point P is equal to mu naught ni by 2 into sin theta 1 plus sin theta 2. Well, if angles are given at fixed ends of finite length of solenoid, these are fixed ends na. If angles are given at fixed ends of solenoid, that time we'll apply mu naught ni by 2 into cos theta 1 plus cos theta 2. So this is very very important. If angles are given at a knowing point, if angles are given at a point, we consider sin theta 1 plus sin theta 2. If angles are given at fixed ends, cos theta 1 plus cos theta 2, we consider formula. So this is very very important. If angles are given at fixed ends, we consider mu naught ni by 2 into cos theta 1 plus cos theta 2. If angles are given at knowing point, observe here, this is a point P. We need to find magnetic field at this point P. So here angles are given. Angle made with this point, that time we will consider sin theta 1 plus sin theta 2. If angles they given at fixed ends, we consider formula mu naught ni by 2 into cos theta 1 plus cos theta 2. So this is the case if solenoid is made with finite length of wire. Next, case 4. Next is case 4 based upon this solenoid. Case 4. If the point lies outside of solenoid, if the point lies outside of the solenoid, then magnetic field at that point is, if a point lies outside of the solenoid, let us consider this is solenoid. Now, why we consider cylindrical shape? Because we are wounding copper wires like a cylindrical shape. That's why I consider here cylindrical shape. Okay. So points are present outside of the solenoid. For example, here is one point. Here somewhere is the one point. Here somewhere is the point. Here somewhere is the point. So this is some A. This is some B. This is C, D. Okay. At any point. So here. So some current is passing through this solenoid. This is IB the current. So observe carefully. Okay. Some current is passing. Generally, here current is forms like this now. This is like a cylindrical solenoid. If we are wounding copper wire, this is insulating material I consider. This is wounding copper wire. That means current is moves in a circular path. Am I right? Here current is moves in a circular path. Here I consider this is here current entered. I consider this is current entered. Here current is entered. This side current is entered, and this side current is leaving. Leaving can be considered indicated with out of phase. Current is leaving here. Okay, current is entered here. Okay, so here electric current. So electric current is moving like this. Observe here. At this position it entered. At this position it leaving. So here it is entered. Here entered. Electric current is entered, and here it leaving. Observe here. This is electric current entered, and it is wounding. It is make a one round and it is leaving. Entered, leaving. Here entered and it is leaving, like a circular shape. Okay, like a circular shape. Entered and here leaving. Downside entered, upside leaving. Entered, leaving. Entered, leaving. So that's why I indicate here out of phase. So here out of phase indicates current is leaving. Current is leaving or current is leave from page or a plane. Current is leave from plane. Into the mark indicates current is entered into the plane. Okay, so here current is entered downside and upside leaving, entered outside. So that means whenever magnetic field lines are present, so observe carefully, according to this, how the magnetic field lines are forming here, because so due to this, so here observe carefully. So due to this, here it is so here it is so here it is entered into the phase. Here it is into the phase. Into the phase means current is into the phase means clockwise direction. Here it is the clockwise direction, but it is anti-clockwise direction, because it is out of phase. This is a structure of magnetic field line. This is a figure. This is a figure for magnetic field lines. Figure for magnetic field lines. Magnetic field lines also. So observe here. So their magnetic field lines are entered like this. They are entered into the solenoid. They are closer. Here strength of magnetic field is high. Here field is uniform magnetic field. But here field is non-uniform magnetic field. Two lines are entered upside. Two lines are entered downside. Here direction is upward. Here direction is downward. That's why these two lines are going to be cancelled. So here net magnetic field at any point outside of solenoid must equal to zero. Okay, here any point you consider, A point or B point, C point, D point. So here is a point C I consider, am I right? So A point or B point, C point, D point, 4 points I consider. At any point, if point lies outside of the solenoid, the net magnetic field at that point must equal to 0. Here net magnetic field at any point outside of the solenoid must equal to 0. That means since the magnetic field lines are moves opposite direction and get cancel each other okay. Since the magnetic field lines are moves opposite direction, they are moving opposite direction. Observe here, two magnetic field lines are moving upward direction, two magnetic field lines are moving downward direction. These magnetic field lines are moving opposite direction if same magnitude. That's why the net magnetic field will becomes 0. Here net magnetic field at any point outside of the solenoid. Dear students, simple thing, don't panic, don't confuse. If points lies outside of the solenoid, then net magnetic field is 0. If point lies inside of the solenoid, definitely magnetic field is exist based upon the position. If that point is at middle, magnetic field is mu naught Ni. If it is at edge, mu naught Ni by 2. Okay. So if the point lies at outside, then magnetic field is equal to 0. Figure magnetic field lines of solenoid. So they are forming like this. So now according to this diagram, magnetic field at A, magnetic field at B, magnetic field at C is equal to magnetic field at D is equal to 0. Otherwise you consider, don't confuse, already B is there. So that's why you can take P. Here it is a Q. Here is some R you consider. Here is some S you consider. Then don't confuse. Okay. So here it is a magnetic field at P is equal to magnetic field at Q is equal to magnetic field at R is equal to magnetic field at S is equal to 0. Since P comma Q comma R comma S are the points lies outside of solenoid, that is, if any point lies outside of the solenoid, then net magnetic field at that point is must equal to 0. So these are the 4 important cases of solenoid. Okay, so I hope all of you understood this. I will discuss few numericals based upon this solenoid, then you will get a clear idea. So based upon this concept, so first of all, I will write all 4 cases at one place. One time I will recapitulate all 4 cases. All 4 cases I will recapitulate one more time. All 4 cases. Because we discussed 4 cases, 4 important cases due to the solenoid. If you read these 4 cases, then you can able to answer if any type of question given based upon this solenoid. If any type of question given based upon this solenoid. So I will write as a note points. I will write as a note point. Okay. So here the first point is, if solenoid is made with infinite length of wire, if solenoid is made with infinite length of wire, the point lies middle of axis of solenoid. That means here it is the point. Because it is free end, this is a free end. So free end, the point lies middle of the axis. This is the axis, here is the point. This time magnetic field at P is equal to, magnetic field at this point P is equal to mu naught into small n into I. Okay, mu naught into small n into I. Next, second, if solenoid is made with infinite length of wire, solenoid is made with infinite length of wire, the point lies at edge of the solenoid, edge of one of the axis of solenoid, edge of the solenoid. That means here it is a diagram. So here I will draw clearly, observe carefully. This is a diagram. This is the point. We consider this is some point Q, or it may be here. This is the edge of the solenoid. At this position, magnetic field at Q. This is also infinite. That's why this is free end, and this is also free end. Okay. Then BQ is equal to BR is equal to edge mu naught Ni by 2. Mu naught small Ni by 2. Okay, if point lies edge of the solenoid, then magnetic field at that point is mu naught Ni by 2. Well, note point 1. If solenoid is made with infinite length of wire, the point lies middle of the axis of solenoid. So the point lies at middle of the axis of solenoid. This solenoid is made with infinite length of wire. Then magnetic field at this point P is equal to mu naught Ni. Here n means, small n means here number of turns per length, that is equal to capital N by 2 pi r. Here r means radius of the cylinder. Or radius of the solenoid. If solenoid is made with infinite length of wire, the point lies at edge of the solenoid. If point lies at middle means mu naught Ni. Now also solenoid is made with infinite length of wire. Here also solenoid made with infinite length of wire. But the points lies at edges. That time we consider mu naught Ni by 2. Next, case 3. Next we'll discuss case 3 and case 4. Case 3. If the point lies at middle of solenoid, middle of axis of current carrying finite length of solenoid. If the point lies at middle of axis of current carrying finite length of solenoid. So previous two note points we discussed about infinite length of wire. Now we discussed about finite length of solenoid. So that means this solenoid is, here is the solenoid made with finite length of wire. You know already, finite length means ends are fixed ends. These two ends are fixed ends. Now the point lies here. Okay. If you consider angles at this here and here, and this is perpendicular distance D, and here it is the R. Okay. So P and R. If you consider angles at fixed ends, then magnetic field at the point is P is equal to mu naught small Ni by 2 into cos theta 1 plus cos theta 2. Okay. If you consider the solenoid is made with finite length of wire, if point lies here, point lies middle of the axis of solenoid. Here angle made with fixed ends. Angles made with fixed ends. If angles made with fixed ends. Angles made with fixed ends. Then magnetic field at P is equal to mu naught Ni by 2 into cos theta 1 plus cos theta 2. Next, same. But the thing is here, what is the difference? Here is the finite length of wire, solenoid is made with finite length of wire, and this is axial line. Same, here only the point, here only point. Next, here only the point. But the thing is here, so this is fixed end, this is fixed end. Angles given at knowing point, they given like this. This is some theta 2, here it is angle theta 1. Angles given at point P. Angles, if angles made with point, if angles made with point P, then magnetic field at point P is equal to mu naught small ni by 2. Small ni by 2 into sin theta 1 plus sin theta 2. Sin theta 1 plus sin theta 2. Okay. So, if solenoid is made with finite length of wire, if the point lies at the middle of the axis, angles are made with the fixed ends, then magnetic field at that point is equal to mu naught Ni by 2 into cos theta 1 plus cos theta 2. Here angle means. Angles made with this knowing point means mu naught Ni by 2 into sin theta 1 plus sin theta 2. This is case 3. Next we will discuss case 4. So next case 4. Case 4. So next case 4. This is a last case. So please memorize all cases, these 4 cases. Then if any question is given based upon this solenoid, if any numerical is given, we are easy to solve that numerical. If the point lies at outside of solenoid, that means here you consider outside of the solenoid, whether it is finite or infinite length of wire, length of solenoid, whether it is finite or infinite length of solenoid. Okay, if the point lies at outside of the solenoid, whether it is finite length or infinite length of solenoid, solenoid is made with finite length of wire or infinite length of wire. If the point lies outside, the point lies here, or it may be here, anywhere. So let us consider this is a point P, Q or S. Whether it is finite length or it may be infinite length. The magnetic field at point P is equal to magnetic field at point Q is equal to magnetic field at R is equal to magnetic field S is equal to 0. If any point lies outside of the solenoid, then net magnetic field at that point is equal to 0. Since outside of the solenoid, magnetic field lines are moving opposite direction. They are bends and moves in opposite direction. That's why those magnetic field lines are get cancel each other. Okay. Since outside of solenoid, magnetic field lines are moves opposite direction and get cancel each other. Okay, since since outside of solenoid, magnetic field lines are moves opposite direction and get cancel each other. So magnetic field at point P, Q or S. If you take any point outside of the solenoid, magnetic field at that point must equal to 0. So this is the today's session. So these are the main cases of solenoid.